We have a lot of rumors of JK getting bullied by soldiers at the camp, and I mean this has been talked about pretty widely here on YouTube. We definitely need to get into it and discuss everything. We have V posting some stuff on Instagram and people freaking out about what has been dropped. We also have people talking about how Suga has been removed from an award show video and what's going on with that. So this is Dave Disci. Let's get into it. This is an interesting story because a lot of people were protesting at the Melon Awards. This is an award show that is pretty big in Korea, probably comparatively to MTV's VMAs, things like that. And so it's a big deal to get nominated there, and it's a big deal to win an award. And apparently they dropped an end of the year video to honor the boys, as the boys did do some things early this year. So the award show definitely wanted to honor that. But people felt like the honoring was a little bit rude and disrespectful, as they felt like the video that was dropped was not putting Suga in it. So it included all of the other members and just excluded him. There's a trend that we will not tolerate exclusion, or BTS is 7, things like that, that really took over Twitter or X. Now, of course, the community is going to be really sensitive to this type of stuff because the community is very much aware that a lot of people or a lot of media companies might be allegedly against Suga. I don't think that they personally have a problem with him, but of course, there are things that can happen when a member gets into a scandal. So of course, we know that Suga was in a scandal and people have not been happy about it, and they've been very vocal about it. While it was pretty big news here in America, it definitely wasn't viral here in America, as most people who read this story were probably like more on the side of shocked that it was even a big deal rather than shocked at the action itself. But in Korea, it was seen as a big deal. And in Korea, there are laws where if someone does get into a scandal like this, they cannot be aired on TV for a certain amount of time. Or maybe this is just more so a rule per each network. And I would imagine this is a similar rule or law that we have here in the US, where you can't curse or you can't do something explicit on TV. Otherwise, the TV network can be fined. Like if a TV network were to show boobs and it'd be bare, then I'm pretty sure that would be something that would be removed off air immediately. However, in Korea, it doesn't even have to be something as drastic as that. It can literally just be someone who's gotten public outrage, and then the public will make a big deal if that person appears on TV. Now, I don't think that that is necessarily what's happening here with Melon, and I'll explain why in a second. But a lot of people felt like this was happening because their teaser video honoring BTS excluded Suga a lot. And then they also used a clip where Suga had his shoulder surgery, and when he was recovering, and he wasn't with all of the group. And they used those clips showing the boys accepting an award, but as 6 instead of 7. Now, the reason why I believe this wasn't done on purpose was because there's literally a clip in which we do see him, like his face is visibly there. So if they wanted to remove him completely because of backlash, or they didn't want to air him at all, then they would not use that clip where you can very clearly see his face, like it's not hidden at all, it's very clear there. Now, what I can see is actually a concern is the fact that when they show all the members, they're only showing 6. However, I'm not entirely sure, and feel free to correct me, but it wasn't the last time that they won a Melon Award, and one of the last times that they won it as all together and as 6, because that makes sense, like why they would just use 6 instead of going back another year before then to have 7. So I really don't think it was done on purpose, and if I'm wrong about that, then I guess I'm wrong about it, but I feel like this was done unintentionally. As again, you can clearly see that he is in the video, and it's not like a partial face, his full face is in there. There's only 2 people that can be seen in that frame, RM and him. Both of their faces are extremely visible. So if they wanted to exclude Suga, then they would blur it out or maybe crop it a little bit where you could just see only RM's face, but they didn't do that. Of course, there's always going to be assumptions online, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it is what it is, and people are going to have their opinions about whatever they want to have an opinion on. Recently, people have been getting a bit emotional and freaking out over a recent clip that was posted on V in his Instagram story. People quickly screen recorded it, but it did look like he didn't want it to be up for a really long time. If I was him, I would have definitely taken those clips and posted onto Reels, but he chose to just have it as a story, which I thought was very interesting. But it was a clip of him dancing, and it was cut off right before he got into the dance. So none of the dance was spoiled at all. He didn't spoil a second of it. He got what led up to it, and then he showed what happened after. But even from this, we are getting some spoilers because we're seeing that he looks very different. He looks very buff. People were getting very freaked out about this, in a good way, of course, but they were definitely demanding that V release the full clip and stop cutting it off, and they will wait for the rest of it to come out. And I'm on the same boat here because I definitely want to see what's going on here. Is this new music that he's dancing to? Is it a cover that he's dancing to? Is he going to post like a one-off thing, just like a dance challenge? Or is it like a full song that he's dancing to that he will release and he will tour with and it be a single? We don't know. And that's the most exciting thing, I think, right? Is seeing that and wondering what it could be, whether new music or just a TikTok challenge that he's teasing. Whatever it is, I don't really care, and I'm really excited to see what comes next and what he's going to put out very soon. And I think a lot of us are now. I don't know if he's going to put out anything while he's still in the military or if it's something that he will come out maybe just months later, because I think he will be done in a few months, and I'm wondering if he'll start teasing things like lyrics or a studio session or something like that, because then that would make sense of it being like a full musical release rather than just like a challenge or something. And so this is very exciting to me, and of course everyone else as well. And while a lot of people are upset that he has been cutting off the dances and not showing it fully, I'm going to be fully ready for what ends up coming out, and we know it's going to be really good. And if you do want to react to some of these fun BTS moments when they come out with me, then I'll definitely be reacting to them over on Patreon. And if you want to join me, there is over 1,000 videos that are already up there right now of me fangirling over some cute BTS moments and whatnot. So make sure you check it out. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. For a limited time, just during the holidays, there is a promo code that you can use to get 50% off any tier that you would like, including the cheapest at $2. So if you're interested, then just use the code DUMPLINGDAY at checkout. People speculate, and sometimes speculations are good, and other times speculations are interesting. There's been a rise in AI type of news, which I have talked about extensively on this channel before, where it's just like a person inputting in a command where they like to come up with a story, and then AI will just spit out a story that they know the community would find most interesting, they know would make the best clickbait, and they just post it. And lately I've seen maybe about 10 types of AI channels that have sort of reposted this same story, just slightly different. And it works, and these videos get hundreds of thousands of views, and I've seen people on other sites even talk about it as well. I want to clarify that, of course, as I'm talking about and as I'm going to show some of the headlines as well as some of the tweets, all of these things have come out before I have addressed it here today. So I think it's interesting because there are people who claim that I'm the one who starts these rumors online, but it makes no sense because I am talking about it right now. But also I'm here to debunk these claims rather than say that they're true, because I don't think that they are, which by the way, I find it flattering how people can just say Dave and people know that it's me rather than someone else. So I guess I'm established now, which is pretty cool, I think. Of course, I'm joking. But let's get into the claims themselves, which I think are a little bit interesting. The claims are that JK is being bullied by a senior soldier, and then Jimin and V and all the other members have a reaction to it, which is a more angry reaction, obviously. And then on top of that, there is the military investigation that allegedly is happening, where the military is looking into these claims and then saying that, of course, they want fair treatment and they don't condone this and blah, blah, blah. There is no public record or any actual proof of any of this happening. There is no public investigation report that exists anywhere, and these investigations would be public. So there's no statement from the label themselves, nor is there any conversation that's happening with the boys themselves, like them releasing something on social media. And at the end of the day, I just don't think bullying the boys would be something that any person in the military would do. Now, there are people online who have been always scared that JK would get bullied. And I don't typically always agree with those claims because a lot of those claims, in my opinion, are attempting to infantilize JK himself. It comes off as this idea of, oh, the boys need to be protected at all costs. And at the end of the day, it's not our job to protect any of the 7 grown men. We can say our opinion, we can say our piece, but if we don't agree with what others have to say about the boys and they insist on saying something bad, then you can't stop them, right? You've just kind of let them say whatever they want to say and move on. So no, he's not being bullied for being quote unquote demoted to a chef, even though being a chef is hard work and good work. He's not being bullied for him just allegedly appearing weaker or him being in a boy group or whatever reason that anyone would get bullied for. I don't think that he's getting bullied for that. I think people look at him as a rich millionaire with a lot of resources available to attack any person that may choose to harm him, and they would not dare do that. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos. I'll link down below. Thanks. Just leave a comment right here. Love you. Bye.